It used to be the worst thing you could say about a politician was that he'd been wrong about something. You voted for X, X didn't work, you're gonna lose. Today, that's no longer the case. You can be wrong as hell so long as you're consistent. George W. Bush was wrong about everything, and he got 4 more years because he kept insisting he was right and that history or Jesus or whatever would vindicate him. And this, apparently, looks like strong leadership for the mouth-breathing troglodytes that make up something like 50% of the American electorate. Ooh, he's so strong and sure of his convictions. Conversely, the new worst thing you can be accused of is flip-flopping, a catchy turn of phrase designed to cast a shadow of frivolity over the act of changing one's mind. It fucked John Kerry out of the presidency in 2004, it's in the process of fucking Mitt Romney out of the GOP nomination in 2012, and it's dragging our whole political process down into the mud. If you're a politician and you had an opinion and someone heard you give it, you now have to stick with that opinion forever. Even if you learn new information or gain new perspective, it doesn't matter. Americans are so enamored of the straight-backed, clear-visioned, decisive leader archetype that they still mistakenly believe they got from the Gipper, that they've decided it's better to be sure of yourself and wrong than to be thoughtful and arrive at the correct answer. Of course, a lot of this is the unfortunate price of doing business in the digital age. It used to be a politician or any kind of public figure could say something and then something else a year later or so, and it wouldn't matter. Either no one would remember or be able to find a trace of the original statement, or the figure in question could diffuse the whole discussion by invoking an arcane, magical incantation now lost to the ages. It went something like this.
I changed my fucking mind.
But now, if people hear that you changed your mind, you're done for, man. You're a flip-flopper. If you can't be trusted to keep the same opinion forever, how can we trust anything about you to be consistent? Oh no, Mitt Romney used to be pro-choice, but now he's pro-life. Flip-flop! That was a flip-flop! What if we elect him president, and then the next day he flip-flops and decides he's on Al-Qaeda's side? Run! Run away! The flip-flopper is coming! Now, I don't want this to come off like some kind of endorsement. I'm using Mittens here strictly because he's the most relevant example. I had to live with him as governor, I do not want to live with him as president. But while I want him to lose, I'd prefer it if he loses for the right reasons, i.e. that he's wrong on all the issues, not because he committed the bullshit mortal sin of flip-flopping. It doesn't bother me that Romney changed his mind on abortion. It bothers me that he changed his mind from a sane, reasonably progressive position to a hardline religious right position. These are the perils of trying to maintain some semblance of modernity in an American culture increasingly more inclined towards superstition. The fluidity of opinion that is the indicator of an inquisitive mind, i.e. being a thinker, is naturally going to look like a net negative to people for whom thought is seen as being inferior to belief. Using your cognitive faculties to research the finer points of an issue before arriving at a reasoned conclusion? Ooh, I don't know, that sounds elitist. That's not what us regular, down-to-earth, heartland, normal people do. We have convictions. We believe in things. Well, you know what? I want a president who's a little bit of a flip-flopper. If new information renders a previous position no longer valid, I want to know that my leader has the wherewithal to acknowledge it and change his actions accordingly. Being the leader of the free world is not a fucking sock hop. You do not have to dance with the one what brung ya out of some bullshit sense of stoic honor. The only thing changing your mind indicates is that you have a mind, and despite what our ignorance-worshipping culture says, having a mind is nothing to be ashamed of.